Hi, I'm Melinda Van Fleet, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm an author, speaker, and success coach who helps women believe in themselves, build confidence, and take action. In 2009, my husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time, and we moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we never even been here. But we made it. And now, not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but we're living our best lives. All along in our journey, I've always said that someday when we get our shit together, we will help others. So each week, my intent is to be relatable and bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life and make an impact. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Good Karma Success Coach podcast, and thank you so much for joining me. I have a lot to cover. I have been super busy. The holidays are coming. The new year is coming. What? So crazy, right? And just a lot of good stuff going on. So I'm excited to jump on the mic today and share some things with you. And I'm really hoping that you join me. And that is for a free workshop, a masterclass. And I know this podcast then will be dated, but I'm just rolling with it. This coming Tuesday, November 23rd, and it will be in my private Facebook group, Beyond Basic. And it will be sharing some preliminary pre-work for my 6-week group coaching program, Beyond Basic Sales Success Strategies, which is going to kick off November 30th. And I'll be sharing details about the program during that masterclass workshop. And I'm just really, I have so much to share. I'm like, what? And I just am really excited to be working with people, business owners, entrepreneurs at this level, because I really have embraced my own awesomeness and my own energy. And that's what I want you to do as well. That's what I'm hoping to help you with. That's what I have intentions to be a positive mentor towards, any of those ways you want to look at it or bucket it. It's all the same. And I've really done a lot of work around this. And I've been reflecting on it as my right brain is so open and these thoughts just come to me all the time. And it brought me back to when I was a buyer for Saks Fifth Avenue way back in the day when I was in my 20s, which means it was in the 90s. Yep. When you're 50, that's what the dates look like. And I remember when I interviewed with Sharon Jester Turney, who was the CEO of Neiman Marcus's catalog back in the day. And she was a force to be reckoned with in the retail world. And she heard my name through the market. So I was a buyer for Saks Fifth Avenue for their catalog, and she had heard my name in the market. And Neiman Marcus reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to interview to move to Dallas and work for Neiman Marcus's catalog, which was our big competitor. And Neiman Marcus, I believe, still has a catalog, but Saks closed their catalog, which is one of the reasons I left and went to Victoria's Secret in Columbus, Ohio. But I remember sitting with her in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel, and we both had on the same outfit, which is crazy because she made 100 times more money than I did. She was the CEO of the catalog and I was, just a buyer at Saks. And we both had on black pantsuits with black boots, a blue turtleneck, and then a pin. I had a blue butterfly pin that RJ Graciano had given to me, who's a very famous costume jewelry designer back in the day. So I'm really dating myself here, but it was all really fun stuff. And I have such an amazing background that I don't spend enough time appreciating, so I'm sharing it. And when I was interviewing with her, I was nervous because she's such a big deal. And I don't know where she is right now. I actually tried to find her on LinkedIn just out of curiosity, but if anyone out there is listening, she was a force to be reckoned with. She was very respected in the industry. And I'm sitting with her in the lobby, And she looks at me and she says, "What makes you awesome?" I about died. I was like, "What? What do you mean?" I never thought of that before. I never thought to be like, what makes me awesome? Like, what? Like, just like, as simple as that. As simple as that. I couldn't answer her question. I just stared at her. I was like, blank, like I'm sure my mouth was on the floor. I might have been like 10 shades of white because I was so nervous. And I didn't have an answer. I literally stared at her. She caught me so off guard. And I never thought about that before, right? So she ended up answering the question for me. Like she was like, "You're well respected in the market. You have a great eye. Your numbers are fantastic." Like she knew all these things about me. She was like, "You have a great taste level." Like all the things. I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Like totally like wanted to crawl into a hole, right? I did get offered a job. I did not take it because I went to Victoria's Secret instead because they ended up calling me about the same time. And the move was better for me being that I'm from Chicago and I wanted to get closer to my family. So I was like, if I'm going to leave New York City, I'm going to move somewhere where it's driving distance to Chicago so I can see my family. But it was an experience I'll never forget. Obviously, I don't even know, 20 some years later, a little over 20 years later, like I still like remember that experience. And it's one of those things that I'm going to ask you to think about too. Can you answer that question? Can you answer that question? What makes you awesome? Can you answer it? Think about that. And if you can't, I'm challenging you to think about that, to write the words down that just come to you, that just flow to you. Maybe it's 10 words, maybe it's 20 words, maybe it's 5, like it doesn't matter. Just write them down. What makes you awesome? And then embrace that. And that's your energy. That's your energy. And if you're not living in that energy, you're doing yourself a disservice. And this is where so many people are stuck. I get it. I was there too. I get it. Because I have such a big energy, I've been so afraid of making other people feel small. It becomes this whole judgment, self-judgment, confidence, triggering, whole thing there, right? It's a whole circle. But we still have to embrace our energy because that's what God gave us. That's what we've been given from the universe, from the divine. So if you're not doing it, you're not an energetic match. It's just as simple as that. And I know it sounds really simple, but yeah, it's not so easy all the time, right? It's really not. I remember years ago when my niece was born, it was about this time, but I've always been told by my family that I'm too loud. I'm too loud. My sister would be like, "Can you like bring it down a notch?" My dad called me the white tornado, because my hair is, very blonde and I have this big energy, right? And then my niece, Sienna, who I love, who's on this podcast, I don't even know if she remembers this. She'll have to tell me because she listens to the podcast. I remember her telling me when she got old enough to kind of, be able to talk and, start to have conversations. She's like, "Auntie Mel, you're so loud." I can still hear her voice in my ears. That shit does damage to people because you don't end up embracing your own presence, your own energy. You don't. So what ended up happening? In June of 2019, I flew out to Burbank, California for a speaking event, workshop, where we also shot B-roll. And the coach who put the whole thing together, this was the highest ticket program I've ever bought. And it was a 6-month, and I ended up extending it. It was a speaking marketing program. So how to market yourself as a speaker. So I know all those things. I have all that information. I know how to do it. It's a very male, like masculine type course that I took that kind of brought me down this whole path that led to like a complete, like huge breakdown in October of 2019 that I've written about before. But in June was when I went to Burbank. And I remember standing on the stage And the coach would say, you need to speak up. You need to be louder. And I was like, I need to be louder? What? I'm like the loudest person in the room. What do you mean? I need to be louder. No, own it. Own it. Be louder. Be louder. Be louder. So that started the whole process. And I joked with him. I was like, oh my gosh, I've probably quieted my voice because of what my family has said to me over the years. And probably other people too, like even just feeling that I might be too much for someone, right? It's not their fault. It just is what it is. It's how people are. And that started the breakdown of like, okay, if I'm going to be a speaker, if I'm going to be a coach, if I'm going to be a podcaster, if I'm going to be a writer, I'm going to do these things that I feel called to do that are truly in my charts. I need to fucking speak up and own it and own my energy. So it's been a process. This doesn't happen overnight because you still self-trigger yourself, if that's a word, because you are afraid, you like people, you have compassion for people, and you want people to like you. We all go through this. I'm nothing special. It's just part of what we all go through. But eventually you start to say, I don't fucking care. You're going to like me or you're not going to like me. The world is huge. I don't like everyone. I'm okay with that. So why should I care that not everyone likes me? That's okay. And everyone should be doing this. This isn't just the Melinda thing. Like everyone should be doing this because then you're an energetic match for what's meant for you. But it's a process. It's a whole process. So if you are playing small, if you are quieting your voice, if you are not saying what you feel, now granted, don't be a jerk. Like, let's be real, right? But if you're not saying what you feel or writing how you comes out naturally from you, and you're going back and you're editing 10 times and you're taking things out of a podcast or taking things out of a video or, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And then you delete that Facebook Live, all the things, I've done it. Like, stop. And really take some time to look at that. Where is that coming from? Where is it coming from? See if you can build that awareness around where is that coming from. I knew standing on that stage in Burbank, California, where it was coming from. I knew it was coming from my family and what they did. They didn't mean any harm. Again, like I love my family. This is nothing negative. But this also shows you that it's sometimes people, they don't know what they're doing, right? I could have been doing things to people. I'm sure I have, right? I'm not innocent. I'm sure you have too, right? But the more we can build awareness around it, don't beat yourself up. Don't go back to this place of like, you're terrible or something. That's not what I'm saying. But just build awareness around it so you can just move forward and let it go. Let it go. Oh, I get it. Okay, not a problem. Letting it go. Or reframe it. Or change your behavior if you know you've someone that has been doing those things. Just change it because you probably weren't even aware. It's likely you didn't even know. It's so likely because so many people don't speak up. People are afraid to speak up, so they don't speak up. So sometimes you just have to catch yourself, your own awareness, and go, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. I think I've been saying something that, in hindsight, I'm really sorry if that made you feel bad. And if you can have that conversation with a person, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Can you imagine how you'll change their lives in your life too? Think about that. So as you're getting ready for this new year, I really hope you listen to this podcast and you think, wow, this is what's been holding back my energy. This is how I've been playing small. And this is why. And now I have the power to change it. Because all the power is within you. All the power is within you. I'm just a coach. I lead you to the water, but you have to drink it. You have to drink it. So do the work. Take your journal out. Go sit somewhere quietly. Carve some time out of your day. Get away from your kids. Do whatever you need to do. Go sit in your car. Pretend you're going to the grocery store. Go sit in your car. Like, seriously. It's really not that hard. You just got to do it. Got to stop making excuses and just do it. And think about what is holding you back. Why is it holding you back? Bless it, release it, move forward, and start to own your own energy in the process. I promise you, you'll feel so much better. That's what I'm about from a holistic standpoint. It's building your business, but feeling good in the process. Mind, body, spirit, all those things together. When it's all working in conjunction, that's when it works, right? That's when it works. And I hope that me sharing my real life walked the walk experiences make you go, oh my gosh, I understand now. I get it now. I had something similar. So you can make those changes in your life too. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. And commend yourself. Take a moment and just be grateful for this week of Thanksgiving, for your family, for your friends, for yourself, for how far you've come in your journey this year, and be appreciative of that too. We often don't do that enough. Be appreciative of how far you have come. And reach out to me if you wish to connect. All the info's in the show notes. Join me on the 23rd. The group, which is a paid group, will start on the 30th. 6-week program. Lots of bonuses in there and a year of support. And a money-back guarantee if you do not see results. If you follow and you do the work and you post on social media and you do the work and you active in the Facebook group, if you don't see results in a year, I'll give your money back. But I know you can do it. That's how confident I am in what I can share with you and how I can help you. I know it. I totally know it. So until next week, be grateful, be curious, always be learning, and you know what? Have some fun too. Thanks for listening.